Hello and welcome to our discussion on tools. First thing about tools is please read and understand your guide to safe scouting, as well as have safety glasses to protect yourself and your scout. As glamorous as they are, they need to be worn. So what we have in front of us is a representative sample of what you could have in your toolbox. We're going to start from one side, work to the other. First thing I have here is a square. It's going to give me a 90-degree corner. And it has a ruler on it, so you can measure for your project.
Next thing we have here is a hammer. This is for hammering nails. We need to be careful. We don't hammer things that don't look like nails. You don't want to turn around and hit your buddy with it. It's not funny. It could hurt him.
Next thing we have are a couple saws. This one is a small toolbox saw. It's good for cutting wood like this, or ripping. This saw here is a coping saw. It's for fine detail work. Probably too heavy to cut out a pinewood derby, too small to cut out a pinewood derby car, but it can do the trick if you need to.
Next up is screwdrivers. We have two different types. We have a Phillips and a flathead. Screwdrivers are just like scissors. You don't go running around with them. You don't keep them pointed out like this. You either keep them pointed down or you hold onto the tip until you're ready to use it. They're perfect for removing or adding screws to your wood project.
Next up, drilling. We have two kinds of drills here. These are hand drills. Turn the crank, it works. The drill bits go inside the chuck. And if you don't have a drill bit, you can always use a nail. It'll do the same thing. Pretty much your block of wood, press down, hold it level, and turn the crank and you'll have a hole the size you want.
Next ones are pliers. There are lots of different types of pliers. I've got slotted pliers, regular pliers here. These are used for grabbing a hold of something to pry out. Say you've got a nail that broke off and you're trying to get it removed from your piece. Again, we don't play with these things. These are used to get nails out.
And finally on our table here, we have a C-clamp. This one happens to be 6 inches. They come in many sizes. This would be used before we cut or drill to clamp this piece of wood to our workbench so it does not move. Provide safety for your operator and your scout and your project. Anytime you're going to do a project, you want to have an idea in mind and you want to have a project plan. This project, while not a pinewood derby car, it is a toy car. Several steps went into this: designing the car, what the shape is going to be, how we're going to sand it, what wheels and axles we're going to put on it, what the finish is. This finish happens to be a red toy stain with a shellac finish on it to get the high sheen. Always read and understand the instructions on your finish. Make sure you have an adult working with you that knows what it is and how to safely handle it and clean it up. Step one in this project, we made a template so that we could trace the template onto our block. Our material is selected. This is poplar, nice to work with. We traced the shape on there. We did two shapes, nested them together to save on material. The next step was cut the car body out, which is here. The third step was to sand the car body and drill the holes for the axles. Fifth step would be to finish the car, whatever color and finish you want on it, paint, stain, toy dye, and the final step is to install the wheels.